Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. Why, when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
Mr. President, recently we witnessed the demolition of the CDC headquarters in Comot Town, which was carried out through a court order. How does the administration ensure that such enforcement action is done fairly and without political interference?
The law is the law. It's not the government. It's the government implementation of the law. The police were ordered to do it, and they did it. If that demolition is removal of the people from premises that don't belong to them according to the law.
What will George Weah, who is tempted by Joseph Boakai, who was drowning in his Egypt land, who was dead, very red up, dirty, sting. You could find him passing around, practically dead and useless. Why will such a man conduct make you wear vex that you will stop the work and then lose God's own mission to take you to the promised land? That was the test of time today for George Weah. If George Weah had reacted, you are falling in the place of Moses.
Mr. President, recently
the Liberian National Police commends the Congress for Democratic Change for the discipline, calm, and statesmanship demonstrated during the recent eviction process. Their respect for the rule of law, despite the deep sentimental value and history attached to the property, reflects a maturity that strengthens Liberia's democracy. This movement is not only a testament to CDC's leadership, but also a reminder to all political institutions and citizens that our democracy grows stronger when lawful decisions are honored peacefully.
Today, you have a rebel police director who thinks that he has arrived. And the worst thing about all these people, They all benefited from the magnanimity of George Weah. Ranging from people on the bench of the Supreme Court got letters from George Weah. If some of them choose to pay him back with evil, it's up to them. The very Gregory Comer today, he worked in the previous administration when Weah came. He also got another letter again. If he chooses to do what he's doing, it's up to him. But one thing I can tell you for sure is this is how we had always been molded. That's how God has already molded Weah and catapult him into success. He will suffer rejection, denigration, humiliation. That has been his life. How can you make somebody who has been down the line their shame? The person has gone through shame. They have gone through disgrace. They have done everything they can. Whatever people thought and were laughing at them, they surmount everything and catapult themselves into becoming someone who is towering that the whole world can look at today. What more can you do? You think you're bringing that person down? You're just hurting yourself. In fact, what you are doing, you are destroying yourself. You know what it takes for you to proud in yourself of being bad? When people are looking for good image, you are happy in becoming a bad person. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. Forever. Never, ever buy in to your tricks. Forever. Never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
There's nothing this president cannot do to make sure that George Weah is out of the way so the United Party can continue to maintain the presidency. But I can tell you, this is a bad example.
George Weah would never, ever buy in to your tricks. He would never, ever.
A guy like Michael Brown don't just walk out of prison without someone powerful getting involved. Drugs offense is unbailable. Let's get that straight. It's non-bailable. Yet he said he had an accident on the highway, on the highway. He got stolen his back or whatever he had. They say he's sick. He can't move, so they free him. And if you read the letter, I think I had that part of the letter saying, he said once he's treated, he will face justice, right? Yeah. He never faced justice. Read that letter. Read it at the bottom of that letter. He never faced justice. The investigation is serious. You see right there where it says in the view of the board, the prison administrator is kindly requesting to the honorable court to please allow one or two of his closest family members to sign for him so that he can be able to treat himself.
Took the drugs at the airport. How many days did that drug spend at the airport? Who took the drugs at the airport? How many days did that drug spend at the airport? Who took the drugs 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 at the airport? How many days did that drug spend at the airport? Who received the drugs? What were the concerns? Because there are allegations that we have over 19 million. They are just discussing 19 million, but as per our information, they have gone 50 million and even more than that. How did that drugs enter Liberia?
The investigation found that on Friday, June 5th, 6 boxes were prepared for shipment through the cargo system at the Roberts International Airport. The shipment was processed under Ford's description of ordinary goods, declaring it to be Maggie Cube and Lapa. But from the beginning, there are already red flags, discrepancies in the declared weight of the product, suspicion from the screening images, and conflicted shipment documentation. Because of those discrepancies, the cargo did not leave as planned on June 5th. This does not bring this investigation near an end. This investigation continues. We are treating this as a network investigation aimed at identifying every participant, financiers, organizers, handlers, couriers, facilitators, insiders, and foreign links.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working on a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their side is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much
important. His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Nobody, absolutely nobody, in whatever their machination or political power can sway or neutralize or bury the truth. It's another day, people. We go real on Real Talk Kings 88.5. Thank you so very kindly that you join us on this 6th day of July 2026, the reign of Judah Christopher. I'm Sam Andrews, as always, Sam Andrews. Grateful we are, as always, to the Almighty God, faithful in all of his ways, never reneging on his promises, but fulfills every word that he uttered in the fullness of his time, because he is the God who keeps watch over each and every person. Good God, faithful God, Almighty in his almighty self. We are grateful, having kept watch over us throughout the week. It has brought us into another full week with this day, the first of 5 days. And thank you too for coming on. You are so great, so massive, so extraordinary. We appreciate your presence as always. Benson Weir, Morris Gray, ELWA Rehab Community, Rose Nimlan Belen, Dixville, Fatu Conan, Mangibi County, Musa A. Sharif, New Georgia, Gardnersville, Cogway Weeder, Mangibi County, J. Henry Now, Fender Community, Caulfield, Richard Gatti, Benson Street, Roberta Richards, Bappin Paul Lee, Johnsonville, Yasser Sheriff, USA, William Hoff, Plymouth, Minnesota, USA, Eric Corte, Mamba Point, David Gifler, Mandra Market, Waterside, Boyman Kiadi, Masare Abdullahi, Broville, Saturday Woodaware, Atlanta, Georgia, USA, Hilton Wule Jido, Greenville, Sino County, Royals Always VAR, Wentown, Pep Line Community, Philip Tupa, Dallas, Texas, USA, BJ Clark, Greenville City, Sino County, Vamoyan Fofana, Johnsonville, Vinicius Bar, Nuku Town, Claude de Port, Seitu Jebo, Johnsonville, Stanley Bozo, Congress City, Precious Brown, Rehab ELWA, Quelle Queen, Prep Line Road, Willem Sumowulo, York Stanton Island, USA, Joshua Quinga, Douala, Butchero Island, Rebecca Pangbai, So Clinic Community, Edward Monty, Rita Christine Hayes, Massachusetts, USA, Jumunkoli, residents, Jukontiche, Business Center. My dear sister, Orita Sunday Choir, I hope that you are faring well. Thank you ever so much for coming on and hope that you are good. And I know that you are good. The chairman himself, Roma Rico, Kenny Ball, Latupan, the one and only chairman, the melting pot chairman, Block 13, District 13, Intellectual Center. Good to have you on, Mr. Chairman. And all of you, let's have a wonderful time together in the Republic of Cocaine, or the state of Cocaine. That's what the Republic of Liberia is under the Unity Party government. Like it or not, Unity Party support us. That's where what we are. Yes, the Republic of Cocaine, or Cocaine State, or Narco State. Let's start with President Boakai, His Excellency Dr. Joseph Yeman Boakai. Precious Dakukai, welcome. Let's start with Mr. President, His Excellency, His Royal Highness, the President, Dr. Joseph Yeman Boakai. The President is out of the country. The President, according to his office, left for the Republic of Turkey. Mr. President is in Turkey. His office said he is in the Republic of Turkey. His office did issue a statement. I want you to listen. Not necessarily that Mr. President is in Turkey. It is a new reality, but they tricks his office, the cunning his office was poured out as if we do not know about Mr. President and the shenanigan they come up with because they were very vocal, they were rude, they were very, very on top of their cynical game, questioning everything, raising concerns. Today, they find themselves in that. Embarrassingly, they wouldn't want to be straight. The first thing is, here is the statement. Please listen carefully, and I will bring out those reasons for which I thought to start with this first. The president's office said, President Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr. departs Liberia this morning for a working visit to Istanbul at the time it was released. To Istanbul, the Republic of Turkey, where he will hold a series of bilateral relations and promoting bilateral engagements rather, aimed at strengthening bilateral relations and promoting investment opportunities for Liberia. During the visit, the president is expected to meet with his Turkish counterpart, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, to discuss matters of mutual interest and explore avenues for enhanced cooperation between Liberia and Turkey. Please listen carefully. The bilateral discussions will focus on expanding collaboration in key sectors, including trade and investment, infrastructure, healthcare, education, agriculture, energy, and technical cooperation. In addition to his official meetings, the Liberian leader will engage with prominent Turkish business leaders and investors to showcase Liberia's investment potential and encourage increased private sector partnership in the country's development. These engagements are expected to foster stronger economic partnerships and attract investment in priority sectors of the Liberian economy. Listen keenly, please. Here we are. President Boakai is accompanied by a small delegation. Who asked them? The size, the magnitude, the importance. Who did ask? Why did the president office insert this? President Boakai is accompanied by a small delegation that includes the Minister of State without portfolio, Honorable Haja Mamaka Ability, along with other senior government officials. Does that make sense, or does this make sense to you? Does it make sense? It does not make sense. Not at all. It does not make sense. It is not even an elementary for reasoning. Take this and put it to an elementary child. That child will ask you, but what are you saying? You have all along named the people who had traveled. Just recently, the president was out of this country. You named his delegation. Before then, you named his delegation. Why now you are saying small delegation, Mamaka Ability and other senior officials? Who are the other senior officials? Mamaka Ability is a senior official. So the other senior officials are not known. They are invincible senior officials. Why you don't want to? You know why? They lie. This is a blatant lie. President Boakai traveled with a high-power delegation. They think they're smart enough to change the narrative. They don't want the public to know the high delegation because in the past, President Boakai was beaten by the public, what we call public pressure, and the media pressure for carrying large delegation. So this time around, they say, accompanied by a small delegation. If the delegation is small, is that complicated to just name those small 2, 3, 4? How are you? The people think that they're smarter than any other person when they are writing and talking. Small means it's very easy. Small can be 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. When it beyond 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, there ain't no small delegation. Given the release, the content of the release, President Bouakai was constrained to carry substantial delegation. But they don't want the public to know, they don't want the media to start asking the financial questions, the essence of carrying all of those people, how wasteful it will be on the government, and a lot more. So they said President Bouakai is accompanied by a small delegation that includes the Minister of State without portfolio, Honorable Haja Mamaka Ability. If you can name Mamaka Ability, why you can name the others? Let's assume that the president carried 3 officials. Are 3 so many that you can put in your read out? No. Why the people would be this? Why they will render such a disservice? Why wouldn't they be honest with the people? Mr. President carried a large delegation. It was better that they didn't talk about the delegation. Just say the president went in the communication, and then at the end of the day, the president will be returning. Nobody forced you to be putting delegation in this thing. All of us know that the government is wasteful. The president himself is wasteful. The very president who said no business as usual is the very president who is the business as usual. Come on. You said no business as usual. Then there is business as usual. Small delegation is easy. It's very easy to be named. Small delegation is always between 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Beyond 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, then small delegation again. Moreover, why you want to pretend? Usually president goes to such a meeting based on the content. So if discussions would center on agriculture, on health, on just those key thematic areas. Now, the person who superintends that area or who is the minister of that area or the deputy goes along. If it is energy, the minister of energy goes along with the president because that minister will be holding series of meetings on the sideline of the main meeting with the president and his counterpart. That's the reason president carried these people. The president himself is not involved in all of those sideline meetings, but he is brief. That is why the Liberian itinerary is sent forth. The people send theirs, and Liberian delegation, everything is in there. So upon arrival, the hotel they are going in, the time of the first meeting where President Bouakai and his Turkish counterpart will be meeting on the sideline meetings, everything in there. Everything. So because they have all along carry large delegation, they try to trim it down, but they know how to trim it in 1 year. They say small. What small is the small? Here is the second thing in that, the second line. Listen. They said, why the president is away, the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, Honorable Samuel Steve Quayle, will chair the cabinet in consultation with the Honorable Vice President, remaining in regular contact with the president. The president is expected to return to Liberia at the end of the week upon the conclusion of this engagement. That means President Boakai is out of the country for 1 week. They did not want to say the president will be returning on Saturday or Sunday. The president is out of the country for 1 week. 1 week. The president left yesterday. From yesterday to the time he will return, Saturday, Sunday, it will be 7 days or 6 days. To say the president will be away for 1 week, the hard thing that they will say, yeah, the president is expected to return to Liberia at the end of the week. The president is expected to return to Liberia at the end of the week. It doesn't say that the president will be returning to Liberia at the end of the week. It means the president will stay a further 2 or 3 or 4 days, or the president will be away for 2 weeks, or beyond 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Kula Fofana, you have to help your president, though. You people in Kula was not involved with those things. I'm just saying because they are responsible for the president's communication number. She was not one of those who in opposition were lambasting yesterday. One of the Lamo, no, she wasn't. She was on Ole 1-2-1-2 hustle. When Boakai got the presidency, he appointed her. I'm talking about those people who does the writing for the president, and she's involved now, but she did not criticize from the when she was in opposition. She may have done other things, I do not know. But when you're writing a statement like this to the public, you want to be specific. When you say the president is expected, it means you're not too sure. It means the president might return within a week. The president might not return within a week. The president might extend, or his discussion or his trip or his stay might go beyond. If the itinerary is clear, is definitive, then you say the president will be returning to the country on Saturday, just as you did with the other ones. And when Saturday comes, everybody knows that the president is in the country. But it looks like you're not too sure of the president. But just so you know, the president will be returning, or the president is away for 1 week. So do not expect President Boakai home tomorrow, day after tomorrow. No, he's away for 1 week. 1 week. So at the weekend, we expect Dr. President Joseph Yeman Boakai. The second thing of the first pointer, I think Turkey is playing a lead role in our country. Turkey is playing a lead role. The president did travel on a private jet, or was flown out of Liberia on a private jet, even though the president's office said that he will not travel on a private jet. He will move business class because he is a commoner, and he puts himself in the condition of the people. Ironically, the president continues to ride private jet. So who is providing the private jet for Mr. President? Turkey? Mr. President went with private jet. Is it the Turkish government that provided the private jet for Mr. President to be flown out of Liberia straight into Turkey, or Mr. President or the government of Liberia charter the private jet for Mr. President? And if the latter is true, then how much is that money? And that led the opposition senator, chairman CDC Legislative Caucus, Nathaniel McGill, to raise the same question when he asked who is paying for the president's trip to Turkey. Car Power Ship Energy or the government of Liberia. This is Car Power Ship is a Turkish company. Are they who have taken on the responsibility to pay the financial costs of Mr. President trip, or the government of Liberia, or this Turkish company has just put their plane at the disposal of Mr. President? It's all but fair in the spirit of accountability and transparency. And in Mr. President's theory, no business as usual, that his office would explain all of these things. It's not sufficient to say that the president has gone on, that the president will be meeting with this, doing that. Other one is inclusive. But the main thing you don't want to leave your citizens in doubt. You want to show that your government is transparent and credible, accountable. Yes, the president traveled on a Turkish airline. It was provided by the Turkish government. No one will question that. No one will go beyond that. That is normal. Ain't anything. It's normal. If America has sent for President Boakai, America can put their plane at the disposal of President Boakai to carry him. Will the government here, will the people say, won't know the financial cost? No, the cost is onto the government of America. They put their plane at the disposal of Liberia. So if the Turkish government put their plane at the disposal of President Boakai, Dr. Boakai, Joseph Heman Boakai, the financial costs that the government is putting XYZ amount, the president is traveling on this private jet, it is charter, and these are the arrangements, this is it, or this is the amount that the government is putting forth. You want to do that. Yesterday, you people said we are traveling. Every time we are travel, he travel on private jet. And you people wanted to know the amount. You people said the man was wasting the country money. There's no way we can talk without referencing what you did in the past. That's why when President Boakai came to the president and he said, no business as usual, I just laughed. You want to tell the people. That's transparency. That's accountability. President Boakai has made very many trips than his 22 cabinet meetings, but not a single day has his office taking up time to explain the expenditure aspect. Mr. President is just wasting the country money. No accountability. Yesterday, you people were calling for accountability. Yesterday, you people were saying George Weah government should give a full account of the travels that he made. That George Weah was using private jets all over the place. That George Weah was wasting the country money. That George Weah was wasteful. He was extravagant. All of those things you people were saying. So if George Weah did not give account, his government did not give account of all of those things. Since you are the accounting government now, you rescue the country, you want to lead by difference. Leading by difference is you're not doing what your predecessor did. You do far different from your predecessor. And that's when people can say, yes, what this man said in the past, truly, he's living up to it. Not a single day President Boakai office has ever taken the time to give a full report on the president's expenditure here and the people traveling here. Who told you people that the president is immune from giving account? The law says that the president is only immune from prosecution. While in office, he cannot be sued, he cannot sue. Anything beyond that, the president, anything on financial line, the president office have to give account. You're spending the country money, taxpayers' money. Who told you it is only the right of ministers to give account? Even the ministers are not giving account. Yesterday, they were saying, oh, the people were taking the money to go live in luxurious hotel. They were getting rich CDC people there. They were going all kinds of places. When the people go, then they have photos all over. They say, oh, a photo shoot. The boy ain't go to no meeting. The photo shoot, yes, Magay, yeah, Jefferson Koji. They will show all those photos. They say, oh, the people want for photo shoot. Nothing, they're using, wasting the country money. The same thing here you are today. That is why the country can move forward, because the people themselves are not ready to rise up. The people not ready to rise up. Everybody just talk what they can talk within themselves and be finished. In other countries, as we see around the world, they give account. Every dime spent by Mr. President, every dime spent by his office, he's accountable to the people. Mr. President is not law unto himself. Mr. President is the employee of the employers. The employers are the people. But y'all said, they ain't got time. But yesterday, you people were screaming all over the place that you can't give account. Mr. President had made several travels. No account. Mr. President, you're using the money. You go display, the only thing they're stuffing you with announcement. The president will be leaving the country. The president will be traveling to this guy. The president will be meeting his counterpart. All those things that are on broken record. It doesn't sound pleasant in the ears. It doesn't say the people take you serious. You're not doing nothing from your criticisms of the past government. You're doing the same thing. Not a single day that Mr. President will ever give. Your came down how on George Weah. We are sat down at that executive mansion, and he explained everything the private jet. And still you people weren't convinced. Here we are today. All right. Just thought to. That's the first pointer. And did you people see the Liberian Investigator newspaper today? They said the headline, intriguing headline, they said, the private jet that raises questions. The private jet that raises questions. Let's move to our second and last pointer for today. The government has complicated everything, and they think that they are smart enough to close this thing. But every day they are opening a new Pandora box. Every day they are leaving questions, and every day they are giving the public the zest to keep pressurizing them. It all started with the DEA boss. Fast forward, the DEA boss is marginalized. The DEA boss is a spectator. The justice minister, how can you have such a sensitive 19.2 million United States dollars cocaine? And the man who should be providing insight to the public, the man is marginalized. Nobody, as we are saying, of investigations all around the world, no one will face the public than the DEA boss. No one will face or take all of the questions than the DEA boss. Because they know within themselves, among themselves, of themselves, that something fishy is happening. So they marginalize, they put him in the backseat. The LDEA boss should be the one updating the public about the 19.2 million cocaine case, not the police director. Police director at all. He started from the onset, and he was speaking to the media. From the very day that Fitzgerald Biago said, tomorrow, he's speaking today, and said tomorrow we will release the names of persons of interest. From that moment, Fitzgerald Biago said that he was marginalized. The justice minister came and took over. The justice minister did what he could. He too, he was put aside. The police director has now taken over everything. This is overlapping of function. LDEA has the statutory responsibility to update the public. It is not the police director. It is the Drug Enforcement Agency head. The same thing they did with the capital action. Because they wanted to inject certain things to make it appear that Fonati Kofa and the rest of the guys were the one who set the building on fire, they marginalized the fire service boss with all of his expertise. They marginalized him. At the news conference, he was just there as a bubble. He could dare say anything. It was Gregory Comer again who dominated everything. Come to think of it, you know that something is happening. Why does Gregory Comer to be the one speaking and dominating and overshadowing everything? When there is division of labor, everybody has their area. Everybody has the area. When something happens, you take full responsibility. You update the public. You take questions. When you are summer, you move. And that's why I did not like the decision taken by the House of Representatives and the Senate. It was not the joint security that they needed to summer. That summoning should have gone directly to the DEA boss Fitzgerald Biago to answer the questions about everything. But because apparently they know too what's happening, so they call the joint security with the understanding that, oh yes, you know, when the guys come, they think, listen, that thing, it was a game plan. Take this thing here. Let it be in the United States or Germany or Italy or France, any one of those countries, you will see the DEA boss alone facing those people. We're seeing the thing every day. We on CNN, Al Jazeera, we're following all of those international networks. We're saying people how they are being questioned based on the area they are presiding over. They don't call a whole group called joint security. They call the person that is responsible for that sector. Why did President Bouaka put him there? Ask yourself that question. If President Bouaka put the man there, and this thing came out and then trust the man, then it means that President Bouaka himself did not know the appointment that he was making. President Bouaka should even be telling the people that you gave Fitzgerald a chance, let him be the one to update the public. I appointed him based on his expertise, based on my confidence in him. But he too, he sits there, and Gregory Comer is overshadowing everything. Then what's the essence of having an OIC? There is better, let Gregory Comer take over all of the aid. This is not good for our country. You don't know how these things, it's so bad, or you don't know how the people outside this country laughing at us. I'm talking this way because we have gotten one or two hints. The people making fun of us as if that we don't have leadership. And truly, that's how the people are understanding it, that Liberia don't have a good leadership in place. You can have a police director into everything. He's just jumping into everything, making final statement, doing this, doing that, all over the place. Where in the world you see police director just gallivanting all over the place into everything? Where in the world you have seen that? The justice minister, look at the justice minister now. The man, he said he out of the whole thing. Oh. The man who gave a news conference and announced about 12 to 13 persons on the day of quote-unquote arrest. I call that soap opera arrest. And that the justice minister will be there the same way the justice minister read those names. And that the same justice minister should have sat with the police director, saw him, the DEA boss, saw him left, right, and he announced the name of those people. And at the end of that statement will be that I hereby instruct the police director to now move to arrest this man, XYZ, as we are seeing it. That's when the police director come in, because the police is the enforcing arm of the law. The police is under the joint security, and the joint security is headed by the justice minister. The justice minister is no one. Let's assume that he's out of the office, out of the country. But his principal deputy takes full charge. That is the essence of having deputy. The deputy is equally capable and qualified and fortified as the boss. That is why when the boss is absent, he or she doesn't squash his or her head, because he has full confidence in the ability and capability of the deputy. That was wrong. That's usurpation of function. What becomes of Fitzgerald Biago? So the man is just a madman. Madman in OIC. What happened in such a situation like this? You know how it can be like? There will be gossiping. There will be in the background. You say you OIC, yeah. You can't talk anything. You can't say anything. You just there like Bobo. That Gregory Coleman doing all of the talking. They'll have no respect for him. President Walker took the man's esteem. He took it from him. It is not Gregory Coleman that should be making all the statements all over the place. He went to the House. He dominated. The legislature, rather, he dominated. Beyond that, all the other things, he in it. What is the essence now of this man being the head of LDEA? Why did President Bouaka put this man there? Or President Bouaka was just looking for somebody to occupy space because he wanted the people he took from there, he wanted them out, and he just put Fitzgerald Biago there for the namesake? The police director should not. The police director in all these things, the police director should just be in the background, waiting for instruction. Come on, man. That thing, yeah, we're seeing it. We know, we're reading books. We're following events. We're watching international news. We're seeing. We're in an age. We're in modern age. We're in an age of technology. We're not in a monolithic age. We're not in a stone age where all of these things, you couldn't know what is happening in Tajikistan. No, you said, well, you know what happening in Uzbekistan. It's all because they know and they are still trying to cover up, and they are complicating things by the day. They think that they are covering up. They are complicating things. They are making things hard. Until the police director can get himself off this whole thing, sit in the background and allow the people to do their work, the suspicion will continue to run high in the public, and the public suspicion will be 100% right. Because when a person jumping into everything, it raises suspicion. People say, but why the mayor? Why the mayor want? Why the mayor want? Why the mayor? He can't get a friend and chair that he alone knows everything. People get so bored, they get so tired, they get so frustrated. They see you as just as basic Beto. Basic Beto means you're jumping all over the place, you're acting like you're basic, but nothing extra you're doing. That's usurpation of function. Since this thing started, Fitzgerald gave the first press conference. Where is it? This is Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald gave that first press conference. That was the end of it. The people say, my man, you ain't talking again. Because when we give you a chance to talk, you will say things that you ought not to say. You don't understand in our pattern. You're not flowing with us. So you will have to stop. This is Fitzgerald. It was the day that he announced, the following day, that they were about to call the names or to call names.
You talk about if the LDA and adopted a new policy, the SOPs on investigation protocol remain the same. In criminal investigations, there will for direct evidence and indirect evidence. When we have direct evidence on you, we have full disclosure of the information because we're not looking for additional information for prosecution. When we are indirect evidence, we will collect the pieces of information to ensure that those who are concerned are hooked, and then we will disclose it to the public. Somebody asked whether government officials are in drug trafficking. As of today, we don't have that information at our disposal. Those the 233 persons, I gave you a geographic location of them, nationality, Liberians, Guineans, Nigerians. Particularity, we have not caught any government official in the issue of drug trafficking. So we got additional information. The LDA will be very happy.
So did you listen? Now, why are these people? Why are the Guineans, the Nigerians that Fitzgerald Biago talk about? Why are they not in? Listen to him. Please, listen to him.
Caught any government official in the issue of.
He was asked about whether government officials were involved in this 19.2 million cocaine. And he said, as far as his investigative knowledge was concerned, no. The people he had knowledgeably, different people, non-government officials, foreigners, listen to him.
Trafficking. So we got additional information. The LDA will be very happy to provide those information to the LDA, and then we can work on it. Our intelligence and information combination, and we'll disclose it to the public. Somebody asked whether government officials are in drug trafficking. As of today, we don't have that information at our disposal. Those the 233 persons, I gave you a geographic location of them, nationality, Liberians, Guineans, Nigerians. Particularity, we have not caught any government official. I gave you a geographic location of them, nationality, Liberians, Guineans, Nigerians. Particularity, we have not caught any government official.
From the moment or that day, they stopped Fitzgerald Biago from addressing the public. They put him on the back burner or the back seat to spectate from there. And you think this thing is not a cover-up? It's a cover-up game. It's a cover-up game. Everybody knows. It's a cover-up. It's not who has the power. It's not how Gregory Common sounds loud and authoritative. Those things don't scare people in this country any longer. You want to be honest. Tell the people the truth. Look what they did at the weekend. Look, unity by the people. Maybe sorry to say, sorry, please accept the expression. It's not the normal. I just want to say it this way, how they see you, because they don't see us like that in opposition. They see you people as being stupid in terms of reasoning, not us in opposition, because our IQ is high. Our reasoning is intact. These expressions they use for you Unity Party supporters, they make you people to think that they are doing right, but they aren't doing right, as far as we know. At the weekend, or prior to the weekend, the police, the joint security was at the Senate. Again, the dominant voice, the most powerful man in the room, the man with the strong ego, the man with the Nebuchadnezzaric instinct, the police director, the only one speaking. So much so that he got vexed and insulted a sitting senator. And he told them, you gave us time. You gave us time with arrest. Because you people want arrest. You want to hear arrest. So let's give you people a definitive time. Let's be exact. At the weekend, we arrest. That serious thing there, and those guys sat down over there. What kind of serious security person? That's why it doesn't matter the school that you graduate from. You can graduate from Harvard, but it doesn't say you know everything. What kind of serious security-minded person will sit before legislators or anybody and say we were arresting this week? When you had all of the investigation going from one end to another that you could have made arrests, you refused. You deliberately, intentionally, unregrettably refused to arrest. When you had the right to arrest, when the atmosphere was right for you to arrest, you deliberately refused to arrest. Your president went and suspended perfunctorily First King from the Cabo. After your own investigation confirmed that First King kept the drugs at his house, the cocaine, which no one needs to say anything. There's only one thing: move in, arrest, search, barricade the house, bam. That suspect is behind bars, awaiting investigation. You did not do all of those things. Nobody went to the main house. The only time people went to the main house, reluctantly, from media pressure, public pressure. That's when they say, oh, look, let's send somebody there. A serious investigation, security-wise, First King will have still been around. Nobody to First King have. The president read statement, and every time he read a statement, he said, no secret card, no need will be spared, all the kind of thing. That when the very investigation said the drugs, the cocaine was in this man's house, and Mr. President refused to give order. Instead, he opted for suspension. And you said a serious thing? That's why I told you last week, Mr. President himself complicated this whole thing. He himself, apparently he knows what's going on. Then when you're talking, you say, oh, man, I draw the president inside. You know what I mean? Let's assume it was another person or an opposition person. You are seeing 15 pickup filled with armed men. You are seeing them parading them in pickup with handcuffs on the hand, carrying them to South Beach. Call all their pro-media groups to go ahead. And when they come in, they put, we are the serene. First King go sit down in her president, say, go lay down, you sleep. Eat your shawarma, drink your wine. And then you call this thing a serious thing. You know why it's like this? Because they had always wanted, when you keep grudge for people, that's what happened. When you keep grudge for people, all day you'll be behind President We are. You'll continue to say, President, we are not coming back. The man messed the country up. You see now? You know what it means? Cocaine. Cocaine is the most deadly in the whole wide world, even though they get other substances, but cocaine. When you say drug, when you're using drug, a relative, that means you get different kinds of drugs. That's why I say you use cocaine. The government say cocaine. You're about to listen to Gregory Coleman. He used the word cocaine. When you're saying drugs, you're not being specific because it is relative. The term is relative. It's a relative term. They have different kinds of drugs. Paul King, first king. We got a first king, second king. First king. If the people were serious, I mean, we are being MJ from the world. Then they told the people, say, senators, and you say you want arrest, and you freak up for arrest, and you want your announcement, we make announcement. Then they brought first king. Then they say arrest. Is that an arrest? My brother, you look at you put your thinking cap on. Every one of you went to school. I respect all of you judgment. You know what arrest is, and you know what someone is. You know arrest from summer from arrest, invite from arrest from invite. They said at the weekend they were arresting. Here is a man whom had been with them all along. They've been discussing with this man. They've been having their conversation at every level. That the man they say they arrested. Is that an arrest? A man walked. They encouraged the man. The man walked to the police station with a fire in his hand, his water, and in his shower slipper. The man walking, going. The man who the investigation said the drug was in his house, the cocaine rather, was in his house. A man who from the first day, that what you call arrest, subdue, ready to be arraigned before the court to explain. That man all the time we've been talking all over the place, all the politicians, all the media institutions, individual journalists, civil society people have been talking, that man being outside. And you think that serious thing there, they say they arrest? You think that serious thing? My opposition people, you don't take that thing serious with that Unity Party people. Within that is serious. The man walk, first king. He walked to the police station with his lawyers. The people, you get a fire in your hand, you get a mineral bottle. Nobody doing anything to him. No police around. Nothing. The man just moving in. Then you say that serious thing and that serious government and the government ready to climb down on the thing. Your bad don't focus on the thing. The thing is a joke, a soap opera. If that, we saw in the past what Gregory Coleman did to other people. We saw this is a travesty, this is a mockery. We saw what Gregory Coleman did to other people. By the time they said that Gregory was saying, amen. If this thing was an opposition person, forget it. You hear Bwaka. But that Bwaka himself will announce the sentencing of that person, he will take the place of the judge. But because it is not an opposition that their own men, United Party men who are on the board, NOCA board, National Oil Company of Liberia, you are on the board. That hard supporter of Unity Party, President Bwaka said, you go sit down. And you saw how the man turned himself in. The man was never arrested. Nobody should ever say First King was arrested. First King was never arrested. That's not what you call arrest. Arrest means when you are taken against your will by the authority. When you move involuntarily, drinking your cool water or your fire in your hand, you're moving with your lawyer and the other people and police there come around. Then it means that you move to negotiate with the police. And that's what happened yesterday. The man moved to negotiate, or Saturday. He went and negotiated, and he had a lawyer. They were inside there, they were talking from one end to another. It wasn't easy. So they say they arrest. And then the other people are large. So before we go to the other side of this thing, thank God the police director had a news conference. He said the arrest. So First King now is one of those who have been producing cocaine in this country. Thank God First King will go to jail. Even though they're trying to do something, I think that he will just be around, you won't go to jail. They both enter agreement with me. Any man lawyer was there. Whether you're taking this thing to be serious, you know that thing that joke, that fun fair. You know that United Party damaged Asa. You know that President Bouaka will never have the face to say anything to any opposition person or say anything about accountability or going after other people for this or that. You know, you're taking that thing for joke, eh? This is a soap opera from Liberia perspective, but a serious situation from the international community. Thank God that they announced First King. So First King is one of those individuals. So he will go to jail for the rest of his life. So he and his entire family had been trading drugs. In other countries, they will run the whole house, his children, his wife, they're taking all of them. You think cocaine that joke, eh? You think cocaine that joke? You see, the country here will be sending out one day. You take cocaine for joke. So we know the man, the police director announced the man and several others that they are the ones, the trader of the drugs. They are the ones who traded the drug. So after the man turned himself in voluntarily, he wasn't arrested. First King was not arrested. Nobody should use the word arrest. The man went in with his lawyer, with a mineral bottle in his hand. What happened when that happened? After the discussion, they stick the man through the back door of the police. That video all over the place. So there was no arrest made. There was no arrest. The police director cannot look in our faces and tell us that there was an arrest. Then we tell the police director, as a police director, he do not know what is meant by arrest. First King was never arrested. First King walked in. He walked in. The police director was in his office. Everything said with lawyers, everything, they started negotiating. Why did it take long? Arrest is not negotiation. Arrest is instant. You in the custody of the authority and you are processed, waiting to be arraigned before the court. What did they do? When you have seen the other people, they will make an announcement quick. The Liberia National Police has arrested XYZ, and he will be arraigned before the Maria Sedeko to be prosecuted. Why they didn't use that same template for First King and the others? You think we know? Now Brennan Spears say they want us to think we are stupid. That's it. So you're listening to the police director. He say, after everything, he had the findings. So Chief, Honorable Dr. IG, please explain the findings.
The investigation found that on Friday, June 5th, 6 boxes were prepared for shipment through the cargo system at the Roberts International Airport. The shipment was processed under FOR's description of ordinary goods, declaring it to be Maggie Cube and Lapa. But from the beginning, there were already red flags. Discrepancies in the declared weight of the product, suspicion from the screening images, and conflicted shipment documentation. Because of those discrepancies, the cargo did not leave as planned on June 5th. On Sunday, June 7, 2026, when the boxes were rescanned and physically inspected, a white powdery substance was discovered concealed in them. That substance was immediately turned over to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. It was subsequently tested and confirmed to be cocaine.
Good. It was turned over to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, and it was subsequently tested, and it proved to be cocaine. Thank you. Time for the testing. You can carry the DEA, turning over DEA. But you can get DEA boss Fitzgerald Biago the chance to explain to the public what it is. You should be the spokesman in everything. But it's good that you confirm that cocaine.
But the investigation did not stop at seizure. The Joint Special Investigative Team examined the cargo trail, the airway bill, the communication, the money trail, the digital evidence, the conduct of the individuals involved, and also the actions taken after the cocaine was discovered. The evidence establishes that this consignment was exposed. There were deliberate efforts by operating cells of the cartel to bribe security personnel, retrieve the shipment, and interfere with the seizure. The investigation also found evidence of an earlier shipment which was processed in May of 2026. Rather, in similar fashion, using the same type of false cargo declaration, similar description, and linked to the same network. This means that June 7 seizure was not a one-off event. It points to a pattern, a system of criminal enterprise based on witness testimonies, documentary records, core logs, digital evidence, forensic findings, the reconstruction of the cargo chain.
After that, then he gave the charges now. All those people. I think only one first king in Liberia. The other people, they are alive. You're listening to the charges.
The investigation found that on Friday, June 5th, 6 boxes were prepared for shipment through the cargo system at the Roberts International Airport. The shipment was processed under false description of ordinary goods, declaring it to be Maggie Cube and Lapa. But from the beginning, there were already red flags. Discrepancies in the declared weight of the product, suspicion from the screening images, and conflicting shipment documentation. Because of those discrepancies, the cargo did not leave as planned on June 5th. On Sunday, June 7, 2026, when the boxes were rescanned and physically inspected, a white powdery substance was discovered concealed in them. That substance was immediately turned over to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. It was subsequently tested and confirmed to be cocaine. But the investigation did not stop at seizure. The Joint Special Investigative Team examined the cargo trail, the airway bill.
Okay, sorry, I will get I will get the charges. Then he said, given all that has happened now, he wants us to believe that they are still on it. But they know that we know the whole thing is coming to an end. The soap opera, the cocaine opera. He said, this has not brought the case to a close. In fact, it will go even deeper. Come on, Chief. You arrested nobody. What can you say to this House of Representatives and the Senate? And look, listen, those people, they wasted their time. They just showcase themselves as if they are serious, but they are not serious. So Gregory Comer made fun of them. He said the case would not come to a close by this. In fact, it will even go deeper. Where
From the screening images.
no, something is happening here with the computer. Okay. Yeah, we get it.
The attempted exportation of very large quantity of cocaine through the Roberts International Airport, the progress of the joint national security investigation and criminal charges that have now been brought as a result of the investigation. As the Liberian people are aware, on Sunday, June 7, a consignment of 6 boxes presented for export through the Roberts International Airport was intercepted and searched, leading to the seizure of 198 plates of cocaine.
All right. I will get that. Sorry, the computer not responding as I wanted is tripping. But everything is said. Everything is said. I said everything. So you are aware that what happened at the weekend with the police director news conference. Fast forward, names, suspicion, continue. Before today, from the onset, so And government officials are allegedly involved. Big hands in this thing. And the people don't want to expose the names of those big hands. Are big hands, the argument all over the place. So, what's the guy? Rodney Sear. Let me say this, just so you know. We have followed Front Page Africa and Rodney Sear for years. Rodney Sear reports as he sees it. They do the background investigation. No government likes a media institution, be it print or electronic, that goes to the truth. Every government likes a media institution that operates from the surface. They don't like media institution or a newspaper that do deep dive, what they call going beyond, more investigative, going beyond surface reporting. When you are that media institution or individual journalist, even you can be the friend of the president, and the president wouldn't like you. He will develop a distrust for you. Rodney Sear was in Ellen Sirleaf government, and Rodney Sear was reporting the same way. Ellen government did not like him. When he reports something in the government's interest, her officials will praise him. They will hail him. At one point in time, they were good friends. Another point, they say he was a bad man. They say he wanted to bring down the government. They even say he was against President Sirleaf. Rodney Sear again had to go on the radio to explain his work. Then came the Wiyat's government, the same way. Some of Wiyat officials, they were friends. They were good friends because he was reporting in their interest. And when he saw something that wasn't right and he reported it, they gang up against him. Not all of the officials, but they will gang up against him. They will call him all kinds of names. They will say that he's doing it for money. They will bring this thing that they have, this expression, join the list, meaning that you're just there for the money. He was, when the 100 million drug issue came out in Liberia, I've been looking for that. I had it on in my gallery. I will still get it. Rodney Sear and his Front Page Africa reported on that from day one to the last day of the hearing. At least that one went to court. The government pursued it to the letter. But Rodney Sear made series of reports on the whole drug stuff. Who benefited from that report? Unity Party in opposition then. They were hailing Rodney Sear. They were congratulating Rodney Sear. They were paying their pro-opposition radio stations to invite Rodney Sear. How do you know Sam Andrews? Because we are all in the media. We heard XYZ. We saw we're in some of those things indirectly. How they do that? They will call XYZ person and say, look, my man, we want Rodney to appear on your show. And, you know, we are all in this business. We can understand your need fuel, your need this and that. We send you 150. Then they will move to talk to Rodney why it is important. They will not tell him that they have given money to that radio station. All they want is Rodney Sear should go and explain that it will be more damning, bad off for the CDC government. So they will do the financial arrangements unknown Please mark it unknown to Rodney CA. Then they will encourage Rodney and say, Mama, you know the situation like this. You have to explain this thing, otherwise it will damage the country. You have to let the people know. And Rodney had his own urge too nationalistically. So he will combine the two and move. And have those reports. Tomorrow, I will bring them so you see. Fast forward. The same Rodney CA is in the Unity Party government. Rodney CA is not backing on his words. He's not compromising. He's not hiding anything. The same Rodney CA that reported strongly on the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government, the George Weah government, is the same Rodney CA reporting on the drug in their country. The same way. Now, all of them gang up against Rodney CA. They are branding Rodney CA as unprofessional. Rodney CA wants to destabilize the government. Rodney CA is bad-mouthing the vice president. He's accusing the vice president of being with a drug dealer. And Rodney CA is this, Rodney CA is that. But that the same Rodney CA yesterday when he was reporting on the 100 million drug, everybody in opposition was praising him as the best journalist, most investigative journalist. They were calling for PUL to give Rodney CA a award. Today, Rodney CA is their enemy. I see Rodney CA as no respecter of a regime. That's how I can brand Rodney CA. No respecter of a regime. And that's nationalism. That's patriotism. You go for the country instead of individual profit. Now, this whole thing, Rodney CA can settle for good money, up to 50, 75,000, even 100 or 150,000. But his conscience will not be clear. What will he do? So he was on Stanton show last night, and he did not make a direct accusation or allegation against the vice president. No, he did not. He raised a concern which is a genuine, legitimate suspicion. In investigation, those things come out. We're saying it. You're Unity Party people. You're trying to expose yourself so in these kinds of things so that you know it's not because you are a partisan. You might find yourself in a situation that will not be drug something, and when these things ain't coming up, so you're not saying no. I will not with the person or the person was your friend. No. In we are government, they did it. There were people who were people when things came out. They say, "Oh, we are this person," or who the person was. They were mashing pictures. They were mashing pictures. Look, I can see why the writer of Ecclesiastics, he said there is nothing new under the sun. And it also means that what goes around comes around. That life is a cycle. Life and its events, they're just rotating. They're just, like orbit. They're just moving around. All of those things into consideration. So yesterday on Stanton show, he did not accuse the police, the VP directly of being involved in this drug something, but he raised a concern. And anybody can raise a concern. Anybody can raise suspicion. Because that is why you have to be careful with your association. In investigation, it takes into consideration your investigation. That's why they can say, at this point in time, who you were with. We heard or we saw that you were with this person at this time. And let's assume that it is true. But you people were not on anything they investigating that person for. You do not. All of those things are in investigation. You can rule them out. So Rodney CA did not accuse the vice president, but he raised a suspicion and asked that the vice president, given the sensitivity of this thing, the vice president should just explain himself. And the vice president contradicted himself. When he identified the guy, the vice president came out to say he don't know the guy. That was too low of the vice president. He said he didn't know the guy. And the guy came out to say, no, I know the vice president and the vice president knows me. In fact, I supported and he supported, meaning they traded money for a venture, a political venture, and that political venture, Unity Party. And the vice president did not realize that they took several photos. In this age we are in, never deny anybody. Be true to yourself that, yes, I know such person. The photo that you saw or that is trending, that photo was taken at this time in this place, and the content of that gathering is this. Don't deny the person. Don't say you don't know the person. The last thing you ever want to do, because you know why? You indict yourself. In this thing yet, if there are foreign people handing it, the vice president finish. They will ask the president to ask the vice president to resign and put himself for investigation. How can you say you don't know the man when you and the man been together for years? Then the man come on and say, no, I know the vice president knows me. We are good friends. We did this, we did that. Ego. So you see now, it raises suspicion. So Ronnie Sear was only saying, my man, that man here is accused. That man is a drug dealer. And we've seen several photos of you with this drug dealer. You want to come out and explain. Let the nation know that all Ronnie Sear said. That all. That all the man said. Yeah, these are the photos. These are the photos that are trending. These are the photos that are trending. We are not the one who make up those. These are photos that their own people brought out. These are the photos. We didn't bring them out. We didn't bring them out. They are the ones. So every photo, more than 30. If you go on how they call it, Tuning Magibi Denukai page, you'll see he and the vice president there, except he removed them now. But we went on his page. All of those photos are there. So there's nothing wrong in it. To just say, oh, look, my man, yes, I know the man. These photos are photos taken when XYZ occasion or event or so. Simple. We can do it. All right, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing absolutely wrong with it. You just explain your side. You dismiss that suspicion. That's all. You dismiss it. But honestly, they mess everything up. They mess the whole thing up. They have complicated this whole thing now. They have made it worse. They have made it worse. To get out of it is going to be hard. It's going to be hard. To get out, no, it will be very, very, very hard to get out. Very hard. All right. So that's it. Let's take a few calls and then we are done for today. Share the show as many times as you can, please. Share it as many times as you can. What are the games that are playing today in the World Cup? Brazil went home yesterday. Brazil had the game and they threw it away. So today at 7 p.m., Portugal versus Spain. That's good. Portugal versus Spain today at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. And then at 12 a.m., USA versus Belgium. And on tomorrow at 4 p.m. Liberian time, Argentina versus Egypt. 8 p.m. Liberian time, Switzerland, Colombia. That's good. The Spanish boys, Ronaldo going home today. He going home. Ronaldo must go home. 0886-3044-97. The women's line 0777-980375. Those are the numbers. We take a few calls and then. Hello.
Yeah, St. Andrew.
Yes. Lower your radio. Lower your radio. The feedback.
Okay. My name is Jolene. I call around the Watchtower area. I just want to throw a little light on the Vice President issue. When you've been doing wickedness, and every time you hiding it, I just small thing will put your ball outside. The Vice President is very desperate, but you don't know him. Every little thing in this country, when it comes to 2 years out, the Vice President is involved into it. When it comes to human trafficking, he's part of it. When it comes to drug smoking, he's part of it.
Okay, Chief.
He's trying to deny, but it is God that left of behind that he's making confession and putting a ball outside. But we surely convinced that the Vice President is involved into the drug issue.
Okay, let's go to the women's line. Go straight to the point. Hello.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
Yeah, fine.
I'm patient great God want to go on the morning for
Let's hear you quick.
Mr. Andrew, if 5% I will get all the evil thing they country you need there. I can remember when they campaign 2011 when everyone was freedom, every place that they recording from Jeremiah was telling us that his dollar who take the one and the money they Jeremiah every evil thing they country they may have part of it, they may have it. And Mr. Andrew, you were yes. When the prophet said the president confused. Some of your children and they said, God president, we are the mental picture, it was a make-up story. And president, we are telling men to say it. But today, when we say, I know the bad president and the mayor, they get photo, they say that lie, they say, because with two both pictures, they wish me, just no. But they said it in the past. They say, how the prophet is, we are in the prophet is, we are telling. So when the United Party, when you go accuse and it's bad. Whenever something in the party say what will be happy, but when you think that that people are in the place, there people there's a so just right there in the government. And let me say this.
All right.
So the councilor, President Como, don't play with the case. Councilor, President Como, please don't play with the case. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, madam. Have a nice day. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sanju.
Good afternoon.
Federal Bar calling from Johnsonville, concerned Librarian for Justice. Sanju, thank you very much. Sanju, let me tell you, you know, probably will not excuse from the trust between the government official, especially the Vice President mean that the board measure. In campaign 2023 for Vice President that is fine. The Vice President also can say, he just say that you know it, man. When the man say you are fine, he campaign for you, he supported your campaign. And the photo on the Facebook, your web and the man taking and the board taking photo and your set. Then taking photos, even when you were senator, he supported you, and when you were vice president, he supported you in 2023. And you come and tell all that, you know it, man. Look, let me tell you, nobody not able to defend anything here. That's the reason you see they are scoring. You know, what we know if they are henna in a cookie jar, tell them they floor on the Facebook. But let me tell you, Sir Andrew, as you say, the thing will not sit on a carpet. The thing will not sit on a carpet because everything, there is a president, we are got cookie in Jamaica resort, they were seeing all the thing here. You know, say, so question we are doing one person, we are doing one here. Today somebody come and say, I supported Vice President campaign. So let on the is my friend. Then you come and say, you know the ball. Well, I'm standing already. If you go, he say, you know the man. No one can justify. Vice President, let me tell you. Whether you like it or not, let me tell you. They can't call with your hair is the cooking jar. You will not excuse that people are convinced that what we say. And today, you got government official number one, we call your knee ever said, and we call the speaker knee, we call Mandela Corporate knee, we call MTA director knee, managing director of Freeport, we call the man knee, all I want. You all say, Allah, today, we seen it. So, 2029, the Labrador Post here for the affair, and July 17, we will be on the street to tell the war. Thank you very much.
Have a nice Monday. Men's line, hello.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Mr. Andrews.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Andrews. Thank you. Firstly, I want to commend you people. I commend you and your able lieutenants at Kings FM for always coming up to give us the happening of our country and for allowing us, most especially we the native boys from the villages like Miaple usually, who came to look for greener pasture in Monrovia here, to give us the opportunity for our friends to be here on national issues.
Where you coming from? What kind of name there? Yample?
Miaple usually.
Which country so?
Nimba country.
Oh.
Station number 7.
Okay, fine name.
Yeah, thank you. Right behind bar. To make our presence on national issue, we do not have room or we do not have words to give you people to appreciate you for. Only the Almighty Allah will continue to guide you people and give you more wisdom. And to the issue. Look, what is here to her? What is here to her? What is the Vice President talking about here? Vice President, somebody who you do not know will take the kind of presumed photo with you in the clothes, in your office. You come here and say you don't know the person. The person will pay their money to run campaign for you. Then you say you don't know the person. Nothing here to look, Unity Party is caught in the web. They know about this quote unquote 500 million worth of drugs that came to the country that is density and to use it to pay for that yellow machine. So then you have to tell me, Gregor come out like you. He not say anything. You Gregor of public opinion have found you and your government guilty. And the evidence are overwhelming today. Nothing yet to escape. On not getting years that you brought through blanket allegation against President Weah that did not have any connect. But today, we still connect. Leaking from the Vice President office. So nothing yet to talk about. You like it, you don't go. But we know already.
All right,
Mr. Andrew. This government is aware of the 500 million drugs and they will pay for it yearly come 2029. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Have a nice day. A fine name. I like that name. Okay. Women's line. Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Let's
hear you, madam.
These drugs that we Liberians, the churches are all cold. They can't talk about it. The Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, we are rising this nation that these people of Liberia will know that He is God. He is the one that took this nation for a plan and purpose. This is the land of Christopolis, where the Christian that God has calling, we will stand upon this nation and declare upon this nation, whosoever he will be upon this nation drugs, that the Almighty God will arrest them one by one, that children will suffer for it. Except God is not above, let them continue. The God of heaven, we arrest them. Thank you, Father.
Amen. Thank you, madam. Let's go to the men's line. Not ready yet. Back to the women's line. Hello. Hello, madam. You are on the air. Okay. You're not ready to. Men's line. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yep.
I'm Joseph $1.
Yeah.
You say, Andrew, when you start on somebody, and end it on you. You're a in my country, in your own country. You stay there, tell the person that you are bringing foods in like draw. Again, I only campaign. What happening today? Instead of certain vice president, all things have been phone to him. What you will say? The first thing the police are getting that they want to do about policing or in professional mode, everybody. Line with the people say we arrest the drug dealer. For God's sake, someone for that woman smoking a good nigga, a woman, nigga, a woman, putting on social media. Someone has been 19 million job. You call all camera for all you walking by land. If before camera catching somebody got to slap you, someone away that phone, not see you. You're getting a fight. President Timmy, they getting us here as a citizen here, we are ready, man. So we take out that one day I want to go to school like boy. You know about the government. You're looking at the fool like boy in the party, and say for my children. But the job in the one go on the carpet. We change the way, we won't be away, we discuss everywhere the state, the eating, the going the bounds will be anyway. The whole world will know that the government, it is like going to be picking up exporting container. Thank you.
All right. Thank you too. Have a nice day. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sam Andrew.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm Peter David Castle, cover under the street light in Lower Johnsonville, an outstanding member of the Concerned Bureau for Justice. You know, Mr. Sam Andrew, when the cookie issue and I started, and a few weeks back, we articulated to the Liberian people that, and the guy from the top or at the epicenter are greatly involved. When you see them bringing and a Godly Kuma, when it comes to press conference as related to this particular cookie issue, it's they use Godly Kuma to do their dirty work in everywhere, in every sector. When it comes to security sector, the man is there. When it comes to fire service, the man is there. When it comes to drugs, the man is there. The man is the instrument are being used, to do their dirty work. And that's complete gross incompetency on the part of the DA director. And it does not curtail the idea and the tendency of democracy. We have division of labor. While the DA director cannot upgrade the Liberian people or update the Liberian people on the issue of drugs, what idea Godly Kuma get when it comes to the issue of drugs? I think these guys, they came into power with that team mind and team brain, and that's how the country is running. And thankfully today, they are being exposed. Lastly, until the vice president cannot escape, we are being and telling the people that those are the epicenter of power, they are involved with this particular drug issue. So today, the reality has set in. These are the same people that are importing and exporting drugs during weird times because they use it as a conduit to come to power and shifted the blame on we are and that of Fenabono. But in life, you cannot spread success.
All right,
that's why
Chief.
they are being exposed. The vice president cannot escape. We are fully aware. Not only the vice president, more news will come. And
All right.
more
Thank you.
revelation will continue to prevail. Now, we'll rescue the Liberian people.
Thank you. Let's move to the women's line. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's hear you.
Who you?
Yeah.
Yeah. The vice president and local common. I want you to be tomorrow. That your place inside your United Party. Your papers are always talking to you. Then you're paying 4 hours, you're paying 4 hours. And we'll be behind. We'll see the ending. Yes, between that time. To educate you, that you're not doing nothing. You say that you're not getting yet. Every day you will be before our children. They were rebels. They suffered. Why? Who will get the lesson tomorrow? Who will be here? So I mean, your passion, your BBI, I want some will BBI. Yeah, we'll not give up. Thank you.
All right, man, busy. Have a nice day. Men's line, you went off. They say they have sent to court First King. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, King's family.
Yep.
Yeah, this is Prophet Dickerman waiting a call from Fireman Habel. I call on the entire citizens of Liberia. Let them rise up to carry placard all over the entire embassy across the world, establishing here that Bouaka and this government should be arrested. That's our constitutional right. We put them that we have the right to demand citizenship arrest. So that call on the citizens not to say, especially the religious community. Up to present, we expect the religious council, the church, the religious council to come up with position statement. We cannot hear anything. There has been nothing because they have become political, political so-called, how to call it, religious grouping. So we are calling on them. We as little pastors in the very rural community, I want everybody to come up on June 17th to make this program a huge one. Thank you so much.
Thank you too, man of God. Hello.
Yeah, hello?
Your name?
Yeah, my name is Alexander Sese, calling from Congo, Broadview. Yeah, Mr. Anchu, you said that President Baka does not have contact. Why are you saying talking and give the president plane to travel around the country?
When did you hear me say the president does not have contact?
I already said you've been saying that even if the wasn't win.
Oh, come on, come on, my man. You speak from what you heard on the show. You called because of what you heard me say presently. So that's why you speak to.
Okay. See your wall, eh? Okay, it's fun. Put down now.
Hello. Some of you
Yeah,
are like
good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. The name remains Thomas F. Joseph calling from Johnson, the balance and the same number to North Arrogant. Let me appreciate the afternoon for your talking. But, you know, it's just the how you go elevating it. You know, it comes for everybody. I have been elevated by through the citizen of the Republic of Liberia to be able to get the success of this judge. For them today, we are hearing that now I think they are carrying them. Some of them they are carrying them to go. Even though those that have not even in the country, and know the government will make possible. Whosoever they are in the drug business, it will be brought both to investigation at the end of the day, go through the prosecution. These are the things we want to see. Yesterday we never used to see it, but today at the government they are trying their possible best through the citizens. Whatever, you know, the government are listening government.
What you did not see yesterday that you're saying today?
We have been seeing yesterday when 2 of them yesterday when we didn't hear for the minister or through their government to be able to fire behind the government to be able to go through that 100 million yesterday.
Yeah,
but
so
today,
yesterday
2 million today we are seeing results about them collecting people carrying them to court for them to be judged.
Yeah, so yesterday you saw arrest in your government, in CDC government. In your own government, you don't see arrest. You see the suspect, the so-called suspect, walking to the court.
Who they arrest me your TV that? They didn't arrest no one.
No, the people went to court. No, that case was tried. That case was tried. If you ask your own unit, man, wait now. Wait now. But your government, you arrest anybody. You arrest anybody. The man what? Wait now. My man, wait. You arrest. But you arrest anybody. They may walk to the police station. Hey, my man, come on, man. Sorry to say, but most of you Unity Party people too stupid. You can't say that in intellectual life. That man, First King, you're arrested, First King. You know what they call arrest? You go to your people.
brother, 1 minute, please. I know you. My brother, for the 100 million drugs case, there were 5 persons that were arrested.
The boy, when they called the case was tried.
Yes. 2 Guinea-Bissau nationals, 1 Portuguese, 1 police, and the Liberian 5. That case was tried for nearly 7 months before the people were presented at the Supreme Court. So they were arrested, incarcerated. Unlike you today, nobody has been arrested. And my brother from Bronco, Joseph Nimo Boakai do not have any international connection. In a serious country, you cannot compare Joseph Boakai with John Weah. Who know Boakai? Who know him? You say the Boakai says it's the agriculture. When last have you seen addressing agriculture seminary around the world? Nothing. You wasting your time. Get embarrassment you brought. That's why embarrassing you today, like Peter has said to a drug, a narco state owner, then you can't hear you want to question.
All right, Chief.
What do you get? Do your inauguration. How many persons visited him? Then you come here, you want to market your limitation?
All right, Chief. My man, leave that man. Leave that man. I see me frustrated United Party, man. Hello?
Yeah. Good evening. Thank you for the show. Jefferson Sleba calling from the Virginia Speaker District number 11. This, you can remember when a pastor from Nigeria said that the government, the president is confused, the whole government confused, it's coming to pass, and the confusion they caused before, the thing that the former president regime, confusion them to broke up, but it's coming to the pass now that the confusion the bishop talking about is coming in the midst now, and we remain confused until they are turning finish. They just issue the vice president, be careful. A greediness that is greedy for power, then be careful. Thank you.
Hello. Hello. Hello, Chief. You are on the air. You are on the air, boss. Speak. Hello.
Hello.
Yep.
I don't want to talk about you. So yeah, I was going to
No, listen, my man. Listen, I have every right to call you. You are not at your own will. You are at my will. When you come, you are, listen, you are a Unity Party person. You will not do this on Unity Party Radio as much. Listen, my man. Listen. Listen. Hey, listen. What I don't like is, my man. Listen, my man. But this is where, my man, listen, this is where I can cut you off. This is not Unity Party Radio that you just talk. If you want to talk and nobody should interrupt you, then you go on Unity Party Radio. When you call on this radio, we intellectualize here. That means when you make your point, when somebody wants to interject or wants to say something, you get chance. You can't just be screaming, yeah. No, it will lead to cutting off. So when you talk, when somebody want to say something or I want to say something, you give me chance. That's how. That's what they call intellectualism.
I'm giving you chance, brother, you get it.
So,
I have to give you chance.
Because you can't go on your Unity Party radio. So know that you're defending Unity Party. So when we identify your person, it's not wrong. Except you tell us that you are being sycophantic with Unity Party. When you say opposition. My man, I can't tolerant. Why we can entertain here? All right, listen that. I think ever we are tolerant. Why we can accept other radio stations can accept it. So that what makes us different. Okay, my man, I come and call you up. I know about the other people I know, but our institution.
Okay, you want to call me on about other platforms, they can accept me.
Yeah, because so just say what you want to say and get out.
Thank you. You know, when they elect your government,
You're trying your lot to be able, you know, you got to stop about all me to
all.
carry your propaganda and you will not pass.
That all.
To be friends.
But you know the party may go say that, man.
You know that people are saying that why they don't have contact.
Yeah, my man. But we're talking about Bwaga not having contact. You're even following the trend of the discussion. Hey, hello, your women's line. Let's hear you.
Hello,
yeah?
I was given a chance to speak that way.
Hey, my man. Everybody not the same, my man. Just say what you can say.
Okay. Yeah, what I have to say is, well, when ability of our society that what brought us here. There are some that are feeling it, but they are pretending that they're not feeling anything. But I believe, as we all know, will be, in fact, you guys are doing well. Keep it up. Thank you.
All right, Chief. You're going to bother with a Unity Party comedian? I mean, a comedian, a UP comedian. Yeah. I talk about Bwaga not having contact. I said President Bwaga office has never, we know it, giving accountability, meaning all the trips the president have been making here, that public money he's spending, that not a private money, that taxpayers' money. The woman that's selling her market, or selling her kerosene, the man is selling his coal, the coal seller, the kerosene seller, the lapa seller, the wheelbarrow girls moving all around under the ring. All of those monies that what the court taxes are, they're paying the taxes, that what they're supporting President Bwaga with. The law says you must give account of the money that you're using, let the people know. Then you say, I say President Bwaga not get contact, but President Bwaga get contact. Who know that man? That man get contact. The world knows the man. The world know the man is an introvert. So let me tell you now, your Unity Party, you know, the man is an introvert. Meaning he has that characteristic that he always within himself. He doesn't like to go out. He hasn't been going out. They have always, sorry to say, but the Congo attitude, you're in yourself, you're in your fence, throughout in your fence. The other man you're talking about, George Weah, is an extrovert. An extrovert is a friendly person, sociable, always with people with him. An extrovert reach out to people, help people, identifies with people, put people suffering in their shoe, and so they are compelled to help. And that's why people get to know them. People always want. So doors open for them. What President Bwaga has ever done that the world know him for? Nothing. Then you say, you're United Party people, you're in shame. President Bwaga Lole, man that the world knows. You know when they start getting to know President Bwaga, that because he became president now, they're trying to know him small. Even as that, they know him with skepticism because of his illness. Yeah. And you saw what happened in Tanzania. The people had to cut short that program quick. They say, sorry, Mr. President, we have to cut you off because we are running out of time. Because his voice was cracking. The voice couldn't come out clear. You only know the international community treating your president with suspicion. You know, big, yeah. The men are popular. The men are popular. So what are you trying to prove? What are you trying to prove? The people when Bwaga goes out, when the posting Bwaga, they're careful. They're careful. You don't see the other people in their country, you don't see the citizens how they can be looking at Bwaga. Your Unity Party people, then your real get draft fail. Okay, no problem. We say Bwaga popular. Bwaga is known in the whole wide world. Bwaga get contact. And now why you want here? So let's have to make the fun of you people now. Yeah, Bwaga get contact. Bwaga is well known. Huh? Let's say now. You know why you want to hear? And you're happy now? So pretendedly, they say they carry the man to court, but it finished. The man, it finished. The next episode, the next part, and your man brought episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and they persuaded him to accept, and he going to court. He exposed himself publicly. The one he can move from honor. They can't free him overnight. Nothing. Nothing. He going to Saw Beach. We know the whole scheme. They want to do something with Papa. And this one is non-billable. Drug issue is non-billable, just like the rape or law. It's non-billable. So the man will go to jail. He will go to jail since he put himself up as the sacrificial lamb. Hello? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your show. You see, we will continue to flex issue that has to do with the drugs. And the anybody who will feed that, the bad thing we're doing it for the country. Yesterday, 100 million drugs were here. All station were carrying it, including the running CA guy. More crosses here. And also, it is setting some of all who can travel out of the country. Just one of my little brothers just traveled to see that. It is setting seriously. When they reach the other airport, when they interested, they will put in one side do extra on you. Now, when we're talking here, there's some let me defend. People who coming down tomorrow. No, not one thing. We're discussing something. They may not get no contact. Who don't know about it? The whole country, the whole world know about it. They may have traveled almost 86 times now. Nothing has brought to the country only to hack all the presses. Get to carry presses off. We that only thing that Keke registration now is coming go to what? To 150 from 50 down to 150. So all these things that we know because all their own money only coming from Labrador and not coming from different areas. So when we're saying that somebody might get there. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you too for calling. Have a nice day. Yes, so the guy is right. Yeah, imagine shoe shine. The shoe shine the beginning I get to $50. Oh. We're shining our shoe for $20, $25. The man and they care to $50. Oh, I see I go down from the car, put my shoe on the I don't know how they call it. They begin finish shining. Oh, they may not go take out $20. No, that 30. The $20 note and the $10 coin. Oh, I get it the begin. Oh, but guys, see me. I see me at 50. Oh. He said, see you made at 50. So I said, but that at 30. And he said, no. The right thing looking now, we're buying all the things at half price now at 50. I mean, what to do? I took out another 20. I get it. Because nothing that to argue that the reality. They're not doing it because they want to suffer people or they want extort. They're buying the materials at high rate too. So they have to get profit. I understand that. So I gave him the $20 at 50. He said, see over at 50. So I know, imagine everywhere. It's not easy. It's rough. Shoe shiner going to 50. If it continues this way in the country, it might likely go to 75 buck. Then who will shine shoe? You go buy the knockhead or the polish, you'll be buying it at the same price they're buying it. So that's the same thing. That is a Dr. JMB, President, Republic of Liberia. Doctor. They say we should call the man doctor. But the man are doctor. They say they carry Paul King, First King to the court. They say, I want to show you the video, but the internet not giving me chance. I want to show you the video apart from reading the script. The video is here. I want to show it to you people. But they said they carry him to court. That's what they say. That's what they say. They carry their man to court. They carry him to court. That's what they say. They carry their man to court. Yeah. The internet not responding to bring it. So let me read the script. They say the Ministry of Justice Special Investigation Team has charged Beliama King. They put in parentheses Paul Jamal, Jamal, Jamal. Belia Paul Jamar King, Operations Manager of Global Logistics Services, with multiple drug trafficking offenses following the discovery of suspected cocaine concealed in 6 boxes at Rabus International Airport. According to the police charge sheet dated July 6 today, King faces charges including unlicensed importation and exportation of controlled drugs, illegal transportation and possession of controlled substances, illegal trafficking, criminal conspiracy, criminal felicitation, and criminal solicitation. Investigators allege that on June, so all the one are not necessary. They say that the main charge is here. He sent a man to court. Complete joke. Joke. I say the cocaine opera, cocaine soap opera, real comedy. Yaka. All right, man. That's it. That's it. That's it. That will be doing it. Okay. So we wait. Beyond that, the other guides are large according to the very Unity Party government. Let's see what's going to happen to the rest of the guides, whether it will be, they will pursue it, extradition treaty if Liberia has with any one of those countries to get those guys back to Liberia, or they will leave them as it is and then they move through Interpol to pick them up and send them to Liberia, or the guys themselves will change locations and then probably come up to call names, except that it is not a cohort. All of those guys who are large, if it is not a cohort, if they are not fully involved and their situation is one that they have been drawn into this situation, and they know that it borders on their reputation, their safety, their security, and that they must speak out to save their name, save their families, they will do it. Not all, but I think 1 or 2 persons will speak out from his hideout and will give a startling revelation. I am sure of that 1 or 2 of those guys, if they are not part of the game, if they are not part of the game, you watch movies like that, have many movies like that, you think that is something serious. You say, at the end of the day, it's just a game, it's just a show. So if they are not part of the game, and they know that they are innocent and they were being used or pressure, and they want to clear their names so that their reputation is not damaged for years, because this thing has an international implication right now. All of the countries, regionally and internationally, are on the alert. The burden now shifts to them. The burden shifts to them. The burden is no longer on the government. The government, through the government police director, came to announce an arrest. They say now they have sent First King to court, and the police director said the others are large. So they will have to speak out from their heart out or their exile, wherever they find themselves. If they are not part of the game, if they are part of the game, then you will see them returning You hear the LMP announcing, and then they're going to court, ready to go to jail. Or they could save themselves if they are not part of it by explaining everything they know from their heart out. Call the names that are part of it, and let's see what the government will do. Except that all of them will agree to make themselves the sacrificial lamb, that they sacrifice themselves on the legal and political gallows to be crucified politically, legally, while the other people stay outside, enjoy themselves, and say within their hearts that you guys are fools. Now you guys can live the rest of your lives in jail, because that's what sponsors can say. That's what drug patrons can say. We've seen the thing in movies. They don't care for you. They don't care. Once you are out and you are picked up and you're going through your suffering, they change their location. They discard everything. They're gone in a distance area and continue from there. They don't want to know about you, whether you survive or you are killed. They don't want to know. Drug sponsors, they don't want to know when you are caught or when you turn yourself in. Anything happens to you, they're business, because the thing is, it is a cartel, and it's just like a covenant. It's just like a court. You can't disclose anything. Neither can they support you from any external position. So if the guys who are at large, they are the ones who can either elevate this thing, expose it further, give further insight, save themselves if they are innocent, or that they can move and say, yeah, we are part of this game. You're just pretend like you're carrying us to court, as you people have done with First King, and then that's it. Because that when now everything will come to a close, the government will have no time. The public will say, okay, these are the guys who have been trading drugs into the country. These are the people who have been exporting drugs out of the country. So you see, the government have arrested them. Already the Unity Party people, they are excited, they are motivated that Paul King has been charged, sent to court. So they are referencing CDC people did not do nothing. All of you Unity Party people, the small one, the tiny Unity Party people, you're in no, because you people are mentally tiny. History ain't part of your life. But your Unity Party people know. They know. All your top Unity Party people in the government, they know. They know that case, that 100 million case was tried. It went to court. They saw the end of it. Everything, the government, how the government was defeated. It went to court. It took no time whatsoever. The American government was involved. The American embassy right here. In fact, you don't got to go to the American embassy. Just go there, you are it. Then you will know. All right, so that's it. That's all the time we've got. Thank you ever so much for being with us. Let's go home with sports. Yesterday, Brazil went out of the tournament. Yesterday, Brazil went out of the tournament. Brazil went out. Neymar Jr. gone home. They had the game. They should have finished the game in the first half. Norway was a bit sluggish, but didn't lose sight of their game plan. And the chances came Brazil way, but they too were very sluggish. Norway didn't have or didn't create several chances as did Brazil, but they could not take advantage. They were in clinical in front of goal. Norway had 2 clear chances and they got it. They flipped with Haaland header, and then the second goal, Haaland said, let me just try the one. Let me just take a kick. If the goalkeeper saves it, fine. I consider that a try. He was just testing something. Fortunately, it went in. And he scored the Messi kind of goal. That's how Messi scored most of his goals. He used the defenders to confuse the goalkeeper. They had penalty. They had a penalty awarded to them. Everyone thought that Neymar was going to take the kick, not Neymar, but Vinicius Jr. But he took the ball and gave it to his man Bruno. He took the kick, he missed. At the end of the game, in the post-match interview, he said it was not his decision. It was not his decision to give the penalty to Bruno, but the coach instruction, the post-match interview, when the game, at the end of the game, right there on the field, they have the media box. They go there, designated players move in to do a post-match interview. So he said that it wasn't his decision to have handed the ball. Not that he refused to take the penalty, but it was the coach instruction that Bruno be the one to take the penalty. He said, Bruno take the penalty, and the practice that, and Bruno is good at penalty, according to Vinicius. He said Bruno is good at penalty. And so it was the coach's decision, not his decision. Had it left with him alone, he was taking the penalty. Bruno missed it, and they are out. He gone home. It's good that Vinicius gone home, because if Vinicius had scored, well, he has 5 goals and we're gone 6. And we'll be edging closer to my doctor, Leo Meds. You are being edging closer. So he gone home. Real Madrid men gone home. All the Real Madrid people on Brazil, they're gone home. That's good. Let's clap for them. Today, the Spanish boys is playing. Cristiano Ronaldo going home at 7 p.m. Liberian time. Mr. Penalty, he will go faking penalty again. That area, he will go faking penalty. But that one, when he sees ball, then he must tell God, thank you. The Spanish tiki-taka, they will run them around. Then I look at that friendly match they have. I know what kind of tournament they say conference call. The brother all I want, Nuno. What kind of Nuno Mendes? So he stopped Neymar. Neymar could not pass him. Today, let him go stop Neymar. And yeah, let him go stop Neymar. And he say he can defend. I want when he get red card, they gave Portugal 6-7. I adore Portugal there. The Spanish boss. So we want to thank you, Ronaldo and Portugal, for being in the tournament. They're going home today, yeah? Then tomorrow, 4 p.m. Yeah, 4 p.m. The doctor himself, Leo Messi, the man against Egypt. The man scoring hat-trick against Egypt. Hat-trick. Leo Messi was scored hat-trick against Egypt. How much Egypt done already? That patient, we already have the medicine to treat that patient called Egypt. When they score utter goal, they must tell God, thank you. Those ones that they call Cape Verde, you know the reason why Cape Verde are running all around the place? And we learn our lesson. We're a bit sluggish in defense, too relaxed. The coach, I know what happened. Probably DePaul. I'm sure DePaul must have sustained injury or suspected something, so the coach didn't want it to get worse. When DePaul went off, our Mayfield broke down. There was nobody there to tackle the guys to close because DePaul is a defensive, both defensive and attacking midfielder, but mainly defensive. They can call the man Messi machine. The man does all the running around for Messi. When he came down, our Mayfield was a bit weak. Yeah, see the small beginning, the running. Oh God. But let's see. Egypt? No, I don't think Egypt will smell a ball. I see Egypt receiving 4 or 5. Yeah, 4 or 5. The final might be a repeat of 2002 World Cup, France and Argentina. And if it is France and Argentina in the 2026 World Cup final, it will not go to penalty. Extra time, Argentina will beat France and Kylian Mbappe will go home. He has not. He been very good. He and Dembele. Yeah, he and Dembele, they've been very good. They have a good side. But that's the same way they have good side. In the 2022 World Cup, and they were beaten by Lionel Messi. Again, their nightmare, their nemesis, Lionel Messi, is available. He's now out of the tournament. All Real Madrid people there, all Madrid men there, all Madrid women, all Madrid girls, all Madrid boys, they're praying. They can be chanting when Messi playing. They're afraid. They're afraid of Messi. They want Messi to go out. But God is on Messi and Argentina's side. Every time Ronaldo people, they chant against Messi for Messi to go out, Messi can win. Every time Kylian Mbappe and Real Madrid fans and they chant against Messi and Argentina, they can win. Nobody should chant against Messi and Argentina because the more you do, God will go against you. Messi, Messi is God's son. Yeah, my whole life that God, the man just Kaka. On Kaka school, he live for his jersey. I love God. I love Jesus. That's how that Messi, Lord, man, God been here. He can't play with it. So God with the man. So that is 7 p.m. today, Liberian time, will be around to watch that game and cheering Spain against Portugal, so that Ronaldo will go home. All your Ronaldo fans. And just so you know, we are making breakthroughs for Julian Alvarez. Real Madrid knows how clinical the guy is, how desperate he is. They don't want us to get him, but he continued to insist that he does not want to play for any club besides Barcelona. So Atletico Madrid, they've been insisting here and there. Julian is now for sale. If Barcelona wants to sign him, they must pay his release clause of 500 million. The man said, I think you're talking. You're going, you're kind of. I've always wanted to play for Barcelona, even before I went to Man City. I have the opportunity now. I will not be like that picking from Atletico Bilbao. How they call is there? Where Barcelona wanted him to come to the greatest club in the world. He said no. They fooled him. He signed 10 years contract. Saying he signed a 10-year contract, he can score us a goal. When he play one game, he gone out for 3 weeks. When he comes out, he play 2 games, he gone out for 4 weeks. Yeah, he on the national team. He can't even play goal. He can't even shine. Julian Alvarez said, no, I won't be like Nico Piquin. This, when Barca call you, go. When Real Madrid call you, go. When you say no, or you allow people to pursue you, you stay. Your future done. A finish. So the mentor Atletico Madrid, you go, you come down. I'm going to Barcelona. Nico Williams. The mentor then. So we're making breakthrough. Leave Barcelona now. Atletico Madrid opening up the negotiating. Barcelona put forth 100 million. 100 million. According to Ian Balaguer. Ian Balaguer is the Argentine journalist based in Madrid. They report on Spanish football, just say global football, but they lay emphasis on Spanish football because they are in Spain, but they report on sports generally or globally. What did he say when he was asked? He said Atletico Madrid will play the hard game, no hard ball. What he say? He said Atletico Madrid will play the hard ball, but at the end of the day, they will give in to Julian's request because his intention is clear that he wants to play for Barcelona. And then he was asked about the 100 million as to whether it's not too much for him because he hasn't been at the level of the other guys that scoring in, week out, Vinicius, Kylian Mbappe, Lamine Yamal, all of those guys. So Julian Balaguer said, yes, that's true, but that is the request of the coach. So the coach knows 100 million, that's good money for a player like that. And what did he say? That Barcelona can generate that money. If he starts to shine, score goals for them, his fame, his merchandise might go up, his TV right, all of those things, and Barcelona might get their money back apart from the other things. So that's good amount, and we are making a breakthrough. Your Real Madrid people, y'all would know I see y'all. LCB, I see y'all. So you want to join us, please, at 8 tonight? 8 o'clock tonight. You want to join us? Something is coming up. You're going to hear something deep, very deep into this whole stuff when the doctor himself comes on, the man of the hour, the light of the nation, the teacher of the land, the evangelist, and Anthony at Law, A.B. William, with Face the Issues. You don't want to miss out. Otherwise, if you did, you will be missing one tear of your blessing on earth. Be a part of Face the Issues with the Anthony at Law, A.B. William, at 8 o'clock. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. Shalom.
Thank you.